So how to optimize your follow boss smart lists, build user type smart lists to maximize the results of your sales activity. So user type smart lists. So a lot of people don't know this, but in follow boss, if you have multiple leads or multiple team members calling on the same lead, it drops that lead off of the other team member smart list. Situation, let's say an ISA, inside sales agent, sets an appointment, agent goes on the appointment, doesn't let the ISA know what happened on the appointment, as often happens. So the ISA reaches out to the client to find out what happened on the appointment. And now that client is going to drop off the assigned agent smart list. If they're supposed to call them or reach out to them, they're not going to know. And that's a lead slipping through the cracks. And it definitely happens often in Follow Boss. So we've built one of the things we can do with our smart lists, and this goes into it, if an ISA calls, drops it off the OSA list. Also happens with lenders. If you have buyer agents and seller agents working the same lead, it's the exact same scenario. And so what we can do is create a last call by assigned agent parameter, or last communication by assigned agent, or our next follow-up date if you're using our dynamic smart list. And then we could do that for assigned agents and ISAs, or buyer agents and seller agents. And it allows us to create smart lists for specific user type groups. And they use their smart lists, and the other user types use theirs. And now you can have multiple agents on the same lead, working the same lead without them dropping the lead off of each other's smart lists.
Daniel, you just covered a nuance that I don't want to dumb it down for those that watch this, that are watching it live. You might not, we're all busy in our business. You might even not realize the impact of this if you're not seeing it. Like, one of the benefits of having 100 plus agents is you see a lot of micro trends really largely in your face, and they look really bad when you catch these things happening. When we were a smaller company, I think a lot of things went under my radar personally, because it's such a small percent of 15 agents, 12 agents, you just don't see it. So we used to have lenders in our account. We don't anymore because of the issue you just described. Now that we have interface, one of our next builds we'll prioritize is bringing in lenders back into FUB, because it won't cause issues. But historically, if the lender, let's say, called a hot lead through FUB the way the team leader wanted, and let's say the agent was relying on their smart list like they should be for hot follow-up, and said, you know what, I don't need to set a task for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I'm going to call them through my smart list weekly because they're hot. They're an active client. And then the lender goes for a pre-qual follow-up that they said they'd return the call. Now they just went 2 weeks without talking to that person they committed to talking to a week from now, all because the lender accidentally cleared their smart list. And that's just for that type. We'll talk about some others, such as CCing on YLOPO property alerts. If an agent, which we found in our company, they CC so they can see all the property alerts that go out. So they CC themselves. That updates the last communication field for inbound email on the client profile for every daily alert. So now we've seen leads that go 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 4 months without a single outreach because they've not shown up on a single smart list. All because we used to use the last communication field for our outreach list for hot, warm, cold, all of them, which was massively broken. I think we had like 65%, I want to say, reduction in smart lists previously, all because of erroneous last communication or lender called or ISA versus agent called, which caused a lot of follow-up issues for us.